DA's Federal Congress will be taking place in Pretoria. Right now I'm joined by the DA's Women's Network leader who was just elected yesterday. Let's first start off by saying congratulations, and what's your key focus heading forward?
Thank you very much for the congratulations. My manifesto has been focusing where we say that no woman must get left behind, which means that everyone is supposed to be driving women's agenda. But it starts within. When I say charity begins at home, for example, the issue of the grassroots women who are not participating, for example, on policy issues, who are not participating on the amendments, for example, around the Constitution. So we want to bring women to the fore in terms of the political debate to bridge that gap. But also in terms of the driving issues, the gender-specific issues, we still have got issues related to the teenage pregnancy, issues related to the women, violence against women, the patriarchal system that is affecting all of us. But of course, it's also because we are a political party. Women are the major people, majority of our voters. How do we drive and sell and market the DA in terms of getting more votes?
Because that's very important, I guess. Even if you look at the makeup of Parliament as it stands at the moment, out of all the political parties that are there, only one political party is led by a female, and that's Zanele Gamakwaza Msibi from the NFP. How do you steer and make sure probably that the next leader who will be standing up against Musi Maimane is a female?
But I also must just also stress that it doesn't mean that there are no women in the DA that are very strong. We've got, for example, Premier Helen Zille, Mayor Patricia de Lille, and most of us are mayors and also occupying the spaces. Provincial leaders who are also women, for example, Jane Sitole and Patricia Kopan and all of those. I think what is crucial is about where strategically, because I'm aware also of one of the motions where it says that even where women could also even volunteer in decision-making positions is crucial, but we do know that the strength and the powers of the party is within the branches of the constituency. But those powers get lost if we don't escalate and make these women also to be part of, for example, the Congress, where they can be able to participate in decision making and policy formation.
You've done your PhD in gender as well as human rights, but I want to find out from you, have you been able to ascertain why it is that even though we have a lot of female voters, a lot of female registered voters, why is it that they are not voting for female candidates?
Again, it's an issue of the patriarchal system, because remember, you mustn't think that it's not necessarily internalized. So I will be a woman where I'll make it sure that I've got this pull head down syndrome. So most instances, the flaw is within the women where they don't support each other. And sometimes they get used or abused, where it becomes the agenda is about focusing on the men in terms of instead of doing, for example, if you look at the ANC now recent elections, where we have the candidate Lindiwe Sisulu, the candidate Mama NDZ, all of those, where now they ended up othering each other, because the issue is about when now it says, no, you are not a woman like us, you are the other woman. Whereas at the bottom line is about we are all women. So our flaw is about where we don't promote each other. Instead, we have got this pull head down syndrome in terms of also being used in order to favor a man. So it's one of those things that we need to look at it. But again, the issue of the information, right to information and also education knowledge, so that women can make informed decision making. Because when they are left behind in terms of the knowledge gap, when they're left behind in terms of sharing the tables, because as I indicated that the table should be for all, because at the end, whether you are highly educated or not, the issues affecting women affect all of us. But it's crucial that we bring that information to the fore, to the people. As I always say, that the sun and the moon both bring light, but at different times, but they're all important.
Just quickly, in closing, one of the resolutions that will be discussed here at Congress is a proposal to increase the child grant. Of course, this affects a lot of women. Does Dawn have a specific focus on how much the child grant should be?
It's difficult to quantify in terms of how much, because at the end, in terms of raising children, it's actually priceless. You cannot put how much, because we are also coming from the different context. For example, a woman in Khayelitsha in the metro, or a woman somewhere in Limpopo in the deep rural might have, for example, the different needs, because in terms of the access to the facilities and all of those, to the early child center and all of those. So, but what is crucial is about ideally, we are not supposed to be relying on welfare. That's why for Dawn, we are not positioning ourselves as a charity or as a welfare. We want to provide enabling environment for the women so that to realize their strength and empower themselves so that they can empower the others.
Dr. Mbombo, thank you so much. There you have it from Dr. Mbombo speaking about some various issues that will be discussed here at the DA's Federal Congress. Also, one important issue is zero VAT on sanitary towels, a very important issue that affects the girl child. It's back to you guys in studio.
Alron Sapia, thank you so much. We'll certainly cross to you a little later on. All right, our second music performance is Books.
Only see your eyes, always smile when we talking.